So
Yes, ma'am.
today we will continue the topic. In the last class, we started with the operations performed on the independent variable. Independent variable is t, which is along the x-axis. So the first operation which we discussed in the last class was, so I'll just give you the recap of the first one. The first one was discussed enough, that is time scaling. So time scaling we discussed for both continuous time signal as well as for the discrete time signal. Depending upon the scaling factor A, R, C in case of discrete time signal, sorry, K in case of discrete time signal, the signal can be a compressed version or it can be an expanded version. I hope you will solve the problem if they give under this topic. Okay. So now we will discuss the continuation. The next operation which we perform on the independent variable is reflection. Okay. You can see the title. This is reflection. So reflection, I have x of t, which is a continuous time signal. Then my y of t is nothing but a reflected signal. So how will I get y of t? Which is obtained by replacing t in x of t with minus t in x of t. So originally in x of t we have t as the variable. If I replace that t as minus t, then I will get the reflected version of the input signal x of t. So the equation is y of t is equal to x of minus t. Y of t is equal to x of minus t. So this is a simple relation between the output signal and the input signal. Output signal is an reflected version of the input signal. Have we discussed this? Can anybody reply? I feel like I have explained it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, okay. I think I have not done the problem in this. Only the explanation I had given, I guess. So now,
Yes, ma'am. Till
yeah,
even an audio finished, ma'am.
okay. So now you can take down the problem. Okay, this problem, please take down this problem. So we have a triangular pulse x of t. We have a triangular pulse x of t shown in the figure. Shown in the figure, I have a triangular signal. If you see my input, x of t is a triangular signal or triangular pulse. You know the meaning of pulse. Pulse means it won't be repeated. It will be there only around origin along the y-axis. So I have a triangular pulse shown in the figure. I want the reflector version of the signal x of t about the amplitude axis. About the amplitude axis means along the y-axis. Along the y-axis, I should draw the reflected version of the input x of t. So it is very simple. Please listen properly. I have in the original signal x of t, I have at the right hand side positive x-axis, I have t2, and along the negative x-axis, I have minus t1. So the reflection concept says that the time sign is changed. If it is plus, it should be changed to minus. If it is minus, it should be changed to plus. So now I am going to draw the output here. Don't see the already written output. So I am just going to show you how to draw the output. So now what I will do is, from the diagram I came to know that minus t1 becomes plus t1. If you see the distance between 0 and minus t1, it is very small. So the same distance I have to maintain. Since it is plus t1, I am writing at the right hand side. That's it. Okay. Similarly, in the original diagram, I have t2. So using the reflection concept, the plus t2 should be changed to minus t2. So minus t2 means I have to label minus t2 along the negative x-axis. So I am labeling it along the negative x-axis. And you make sure the distance you should maintain the same. So I have tried to maintain the distance same. Then you know how the diagram is. See, from the amplitude, I can take this is an amplitude A. From A to T1, I have to do the connection. From A to T1, I have to do the connection. And similarly, from A to minus T2, I have to do the connection. So in this way, we can just complete the diagram. This is called a reflected version y of t. Y of t is equal to x of minus t. I think Suhas in WhatsApp group, somebody is asking the link. Can you please send to them?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, we have sent, ma'am.
Okay, okay, good. So now, I hope you understood. I hope you are all doing along with me, because if you do not practice, it will be very difficult. You see now, can I say the reflected signal is nothing but the mirror image? Can I say like that? If I keep the mirror here, if I keep the mirror, right? Mirror here, won't I get the signal which is nothing but the mirror image? The reflected signal is like a mirror image. You can see here, and small distance. I hope you are following this. Is it clear, the reflection? We will be solving n number of problems. You don't need to worry. Can I go to the next problem? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you listen here. A discrete time signal. You please write down this question. These are all the questions which I have taken from the prescribed book. The discrete time signal x of n is defined by, you please write down, x of n is equal to 1 at n is equal to 1 and minus 1 at n is equal to minus 1. I think this is the first time you are studying discrete time signal. So if they give the data like this, you should know how to plot it first. Then we will go for the output, what they are asking. So let me repeat the question. The discrete time signal x of n is defined by x of n is equal to 1 at n is equal to 1, minus 1 at n is equal to minus 1, and 0. So at what places it is 0? At n is equal to 0 and magnitude of n greater than 1. Magnitude of n greater than 1. That means other than n is equal to 1 and minus 1, the values are 0. So I'm just going to give a plot here. See, I'm just taking the x-axis. X-axis is n, okay? And you know your y-axis is x of n. First, let us draw the input signal first as per the given data. So now I'm going to label the x-axis 0, 1, 2. This is sufficient for me. Here left hand side minus 1, minus 2. Now as per the question, at n is equal to 0, I do not have any sample. So it is 0. I'm just showing it with bubble. And at n is equal to 1, this is my n value 1. My amplitude is 1. My amplitude is 1. So I'm just making it as 1. Similarly, at n is equal to minus 1, my amplitude is minus 1. Minus 1 means you know how to show minus 1. Because the y-axis, you can see here, your y-axis bottom most part is for the minus value. So this is minus 1, minus 2 like that. So when n is equal to minus 1, my amplitude is minus 1. So please copy down this input signal as per the given data. So successfully I have drawn the input signal from the given data. The question is, find the composite signal y of n defined in terms of, they're asking the composite signal. So please write down the question, find the composite signal y of n defined in terms of x of n by, so composite signal means what I'm supposed to find, y of n is equal to x of n plus x of minus n. So I'm going to add x of n with x of minus n such that I'll be getting the composite signal y of n. So already I have drawn x of n. Now I have to draw x of minus n. Can anybody tell me how to draw x of minus n? This comes under which property we have discussed? Just now we have discussed one property. What is the name of the property? X of minus n. So in the earlier problem, we have plotted x of minus t. So what is the name of the property?
Reflection.
Reflection. Very good. Reflection. So can we discuss how to show the reflection here? So I will just mark the x-axis n and y-axis x of minus n. Why I am doing x of minus n calculation? Because to get y of n, I should add x of n and x of minus n. I have x of n in my hand. I do not have x of minus n. So I have to find x of minus n. See, as usual, I'll just do the scaling 1, 2, minus 1 and minus 2. So what I said for reflection, so I will take the x of n graph. In this x of n graph, my sample starts at minus 1. So as per the reflection concept, minus 1 becomes plus 1. Okay. So plus 1 means I have to mark at plus 1 the amplitude as -1. Whatever was there at -1, that is now at +1. It is because of the reflection concept. And 0 remains 0, okay, because it does not have any sign. 0 remains 0. And now can anybody tell me, in this graph, see I am moving from left to right. I have already completed 2 samples. First sample is this and second sample is this. I have only one sample left out. What is that sample? That sample is at n is equal to 1. Can anybody tell me now where I have to plot that? N is equal to 1.
-1.
Very good. N is equal to -1. So what should be the amplitude I have to maintain?
1.
+1. Okay. So now we have completed the graph of x of n and x of -n. Now the final work is we have to add both so that I'll be getting y of n. Okay. So now I will show you the diagram in my notes. So now I will write the final answer. So final answer, let me write by myself. So I will just write y of n. Y of n is equal to, I have to add x of n plus x of -n. Now listen, I have to move from left to right for both the signals. Okay, just that is for our reference. So at left, I have -1 here. So at -1, what is my answer? At -1, the amplitude is -1 only. And again, for this signal, I have at -1, the amplitude is +1. I hope you are getting it. So for both the signals, I am taking at n is equal to -1. So I am writing its amplitude. So one was -1, other one was +1. The amplitude is +1. So when I add it, I will be getting the answer as 0. So similarly, I have to add the remaining 2 samples. I have added 1 sample. Now, what is the next sample? Next sample is at n is equal to 0. At n is equal to 0, both the signals are not having any amplitude. So 0 plus 0 is equal to again 0. 0 plus 0 is equal to again 0. Now tell me, the last sample left out is at n is equal to +1. At n is equal to +1 for x of n, the amplitude is 1. And at n is equal to +1 for x of -n is -1. So 1 plus of -1. So again, here the answer is 0. So this is my output y of n. This is the composite signal. I hope you are getting it. Write the answer like this. Y of n is equal to, so y of n you should calculate for each n values. Okay. Am I clear with this problem? Any doubts?
Ma'am, can you repeat it once again, ma'am?
Okay. You want me to repeat it? Okay. Very good. So I will take different colors so that you can easily capture the, okay. So now, as per the equation, my y of n is equal to x of n plus x of -n. I hope you know how to draw x of n and x of -n. There is no doubt in that. So I want to find out y of n. Y of n is nothing but sum of 2 signals. Sum of 2 signals. So if x of n value is 5 and x of -n value is 6, I can easily add it. 5 plus 6 is equal to 11. But here it is not the case. You have x of n lot of samples and you have x of -n also lot of samples. You know what I'm trying to mean? The samples means you have the discrete time signal at -1. Amplitude is -1. And discrete time signal at 0. The amplitude is 0. And discrete time signal at 1. The amplitude is 1. So these are called as the samples. These are called as the samples. Since we have different sample values, I have to add the sample values at each n value and I have to present the output. So now I am moving from left to right. So left to right, you can see here. Yeah, left to right. So at n is equal to -1. You see n is equal to -1. Here also n is equal to -1. At n is equal to -1. Now Suhas, can you tell me at n is equal to -1 for the first signal, what is the amplitude?
1, ma'am.
Is it 1 or -1? Check it, check the diagram again. At n is equal to -1, you have 2 diagrams, x of n and x of -n. Now I'm
-1, ma'am.
-1. Okay. So you have
For
to
x
add
of n is -1.
yeah, x of n, it is -1. So that should be added with x of -n's amplitude at n is equal to -1. So again at n is equal to minus 1, its amplitude is here 1. So if you add the two values, your amplitude is equal to 0. See, adding is nothing but we are adding the amplitudes. So how we are adding the amplitudes? With respect to the respective n values. That's it. So now I have completed the first sample. Now listen, this first sample I will just eliminate it. Already I have finished it. Now tell me what's the second sample. Second sample is at n is equal to 0. So when n is equal to 0, my x of n amplitude is 0. Similarly, at n is equal to 0, here x of minus n is also 0. So 0 plus 0 is again equal to 0. Now I have the last sample left out. Now Suhas, tell me the last sample for x of n at n is equal to 1. What is the amplitude?
1, ma'am.
1. Similarly, at n is equal to 1 here for x of minus n, what is the amplitude?
Minus 1.
Minus 1. So if I add 1 plus minus 1, it becomes 0. So you are adding the amplitudes. Adding the two signal is nothing but you are adding the amplitudes with respect to the n. N is along the x-axis. So you cannot add, I will tell you one example. You cannot add the sample amplitude at n is equal to minus 1 with the sample value at n is equal to plus 1. So respective n values, amplitudes, you have to add it. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
What about girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now see notes I have written long back, some tune modification I have done during my lecture now. So don't blindly see the notes and write it. Okay. Now I have done some improvisation in the class. So don't copy the notes directly from the notes. So whatever you are writing now, that is sufficient. Now listen. Now again I have to repeat the problem. That means I have to find y of n is equal to, you can write in the question, find y of n is equal to x of n plus x of minus n. So you need to find x of n plus x of minus n. So you need to find this. But right now the value of x of n is different. Value of x of n is different. You can continue the question. So how it is different? X of n is equal to 1 at n is equal to minus 1 and plus 1. At n is equal to minus 1 and plus 1. And x of n is equal to 0 at n is equal to 0, and for the remaining magnitudes of n greater than 1, the value is 0. So I hope you have copied the question. So let me draw x of n slowly. Okay, I will do it very slowly. So my first work is I have to draw the x-axis and y-axis. X-axis is n and y-axis is x of n. So as per the data, I have to make the amplitude. So at n is equal to minus 1, so I am marking minus 1, 0 and plus 1. At n is equal to minus 1, they have mentioned the amplitude is 1. Okay, so I am just marking the amplitude as 1. And at n is equal to plus 1 also the amplitude is 1. At n is equal to plus 1 also the amplitude is 1. Okay. So now they have given n is equal to 0. At n is equal to 0, the amplitude is 0. N is equal to 0, the amplitude is 0. And other than this minus 1 and plus 1 values of n, all the other places the amplitudes are 0. So that we no need to show in the form of bubble like this. If you show only the amplitudes present, that is sufficient. Yes, have everyone understood this? How to mark x of n?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So
Yes.
now, to get y of n is equal to x of n plus x of minus n, I have to draw x of minus n, right? So can you people try by yourself? I will hide the screen. Can you people try by yourself finding x of minus n? I told you how to find x of minus n. So you please try it by yourself and tell me, is there any difference between the x of n and x of minus n graph, or it is same?
It's same, ma'am.
It is same. Very good. It is same. So because the amplitudes are 1 and 1 only, so there won't be any significant change in the graph. So I am showing you now here in the graph x of n and x of minus n both are same. But our question is not separately plotting x of n and x of minus n. Our question is adding the two. So I will just write y of n is equal to, you know how to do the addition. So I start with the extreme left hand side for both the signals. Extreme left hand side is minus 1. At minus 1, can anybody tell me the amplitudes of both the signals at minus 1?
1.
1 and 1, am I right? So when I add the two signals, will I get the amplitude as 2 now? I have to add 1 plus 1. So similarly, the next
Yes,
sample,
ma'am.
similarly the next sample is that n is equal to 0. So at n is equal to 0, you know the amplitude is also 0. So 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Okay, 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. And now the last sample left out is at n is equal to 1. At n is equal to 1, it is 1 for x of n, and for minus x of minus n also it is 1. So the amplitude is 2. So this is my final answer. So sometimes they may expect your output also in terms of graph. Okay. So shall we draw the graph by ourselves? How to draw the graph for the output? So can I just draw the x-axis and y-axis? So x-axis is n and y-axis is y of n. It is not sufficient to draw or find the output y of n in terms of just numbers. We should plot also. Okay. So nothing difficult in plotting it. So we will just plot it now. 0, 1, 2. I am just writing the scale along the x-axis, minus 1, minus 2. So now I will take the different color to show the differentiation of samples. So I know the first value I have taken from minus 1. Both the values of n as minus 1. So at minus 1, I got the amplitude as 2. At minus 1, I got the amplitude as 2. So this is 2. Okay. And you just make this is 1 and this is 2 in y-axis. So similarly, at n is equal to 0, my amplitude is 0. I'm showing it like this. And at n is equal to 1, my amplitude is again 2. Okay. So compared to the input sample height, your output sample height should be more because it is 2 now. Has everyone completed? Yes, Mahesh completed. Mahesh. Mahesh, are you there in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Complete Aita. You have completed or not?
One ನಿಮಿಷ ma'am.
ಇನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? Christopher? Christopher. So now, see, teaching a signals and systems in offline class itself is really difficult because making the students to understand the different concepts is very difficult. Now we are doing online class, so please we have an interaction so that I will come to know whether you are getting it or not. If you are not getting, I'll repeat it. Okay. So now the next thing is time shifting. So time shifting is the next operation we will perform on the independent variable. So please write down x of t. As usual, it is the continuous time signal, input signal. The time shifted version of x of t is given by y of t is equal to x of t minus t naught. So y of t is equal to, shifting is nothing but, see, originally it is x of t. X of t, how it is shifted now? By t naught times it is shifted. By t naught times it is shifted. Okay. So it can be plus t naught and minus t naught. So I will write here, it can be x of t plus t naught also. This is also a time shift. But in this equation, I have written t minus of t naught. That is also a time shift. So when we solve the problem, we will understand it clearly. Plus t naught means in which direction we have to shift, and minus t naught means in which direction we have to shift. So during the problem, you will understand it very clearly. Okay. So you should know now what is the shifting. What is the shifting formula? So y of t is equal to x of t minus t naught or t plus t naught. That's it. So we will solve the problem. We will understand it better. So now you can see the screen now. I will just read the question if it is not clear visible. The figure shows a rectangular pulse x of t. The figure shows a rectangular pulse x of t of unit amplitude. Unit amplitude means the amplitude is 1. And the unit duration. Duration means they have given how much is the time also. So they are asking find y of t is equal to x of t minus 2. Y of t is equal to x of t minus 2. This is the question. So as per this question, it is a pulse. You know what is the meaning of pulse? Pulse means you will be having only one waveform around origin along the y-axis. Okay. So now, since the waveform is given, we no need to worry. My work is how to get t x of t minus 2. T minus 2. So listen carefully. If it is minus 2, I have to shift it towards the right hand side. If it is minus 2, I have to shift it towards the right hand side. Okay. How many times I have to shift? I have to shift by 2 times or 2 time units. Okay. So let me draw the answer. Let me draw the output. So already I have done the scalings here. See here. I have taken x-axis. It is a continuous time signal. So it is t, and I have the y-axis x of now t minus 2. I am drawing the output for x of t minus 2. So t minus x of t minus 2 is nothing but y of t. So now, since the time is in fraction, I will try to write everything in terms of fraction. See here, 1 by 2 is a fraction as per the question. The next thing will be 2 by 2. Okay, 2 by 2. Maintain fraction itself, don't divide it. And next thing is 3 by 2. And next thing is 4 by 2. So if the time is fraction in the question, try to maintain everything in fraction so that you will understand easily the shift. Okay. So when we solve the problem, so minus 1 by 2, minus 2 by 2 at the minus x-axis, and minus 3 by 2, minus 3 by 2, and the next one is minus 4 by 2. So now I know I have to shift by 2 times. Okay, shift by 2 times. So now listen, I want everyone to listen carefully. So minus 2 means I have to move it towards the right hand side. Okay, move it towards the right hand side. So now listen, the edge of this diagram is at minus 1 by 2. So if I shift by one position, it will be moving to 0. So it is not one time shifting, it is 2 by shifting, 2 times shifting. So again, one more shift I have to make. So can I say the edge which was present at minus 1 by 2 is now at plus 1 by 2? Can I say like that? See, minus 1 by 2
Yes, ma'am.
is one shift and 0 is another shift. So now the edge of the signal which was at minus 1 by 2 is now at plus 1 by 2. So if you find out one edge, automatically you can complete the diagram, you know, automatically because the other edges, you know, other edges having 2 steps. So you have to just maintain the same structure here. So the graph is now between 1 by 2 and plus 3 by 2. 1 by 2 and plus 3 by 2. So if you shift one edge, automatically you can complete the diagram 2 times. Suppose if it is 3 times shift, can you tell me where the edge would have started in the current diagram, final diagram?
2 by 2.
Very good, 2 by 2. And what about the other edge? The other edge where
4 by 2.
4 by 2. Very good, very good. So I hope you understood this problem. So shifting you understood. Okay. And now listen, anyway, I am circulating these notes by these notes are wrong. Okay, please. So when I handled long back, just copied the answer from the book, but this is wrong. Okay. So what I have taught now is only correct. So now let me discuss the same concept for the discrete time signal. Discrete time signal you feel very easy, okay, compared to the continuous time signal. But you should know the expression of the time shifting in discrete time signal. Please write down y of n is equal to x of n. You will write x of n. But now how many times it is shifted? It is shifted m times. So it can be minus m or plus m. So depending upon the plus and minus values, we will be shifting either towards the right hand side or towards the left hand side. I hope you have written the y of n value which is equal to x of n minus m. So if you see the flow of signals and systems, we are discussing the properties for continuous time signal as well as for the discrete time signal. Okay. So now we will solve the next problem under discrete time signal. Okay, you just copy the question. Discrete time signal, you can see, I think now it is, the screen is clear. The discrete time signal x of n is given by, x of n is given by, x of n is given by, x of n is equal to 1 at n is equal to 1 comma 2, minus 1 at n is equal to minus 1 comma minus 2, and 0 at n is equal to 0, and the magnitude of n values greater than 2. That means the values above 2 and left hand side minus 2, the values are 0. So what they are asking is find the time shifted signal y of n is equal to x of n plus 3. So once you have copied the question, you tell me so that I will proceed with the solution. Christopher,
Yes, ma'am.
Christopher, are you listening the class? Christopher, have you copied the question?
Ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now
Can you
can
hear
you,
me?
Christopher, okay, I will talk to you end of the class. So now I will plot x of n along y-axis and n along the x-axis. You know how to mark the n values. It is 1, 2. I think 1, 2 is sufficient because at other values of n we do not have any amplitude. So here left hand side is minus 1, minus 2. You know how to plot it. So I will just plot in the other color. So n is equal to 1 and 2, the amplitude is 1. N is equal to 1 and 2, the amplitude is 1. So the show the amplitude as 1, and at n is equal to minus 1 and minus 2, the amplitude is minus 1. So I am showing it as minus 1. Okay. So now question is we have to plot this, then we have to go for the shift. Okay. So I hope everyone has completed this x of n diagram. So let me take you to the solution. It's okay. So it is very difficult for me to write everything using mouse. So I'm just showing you the screen. Okay. Uh, See now, you don't see what I have written here in the middle. Okay. My question is, I want y of n is equal to x of n plus 3. You tell me plus 3 means I have to shift it towards the right hand side or left hand side. You guess with the previous problem and tell me.
Left
Analyze.
hand side.
Left
Left
hand
hand
side.
side. Very good, very good. Left hand side. How many places I have to shift?
3.
3.
Three places. Now, listen the original diagram. My original diagram's extreme left hand side is at minus 2. So let me shift that to 3 positions towards the left. So minus 2 will come to minus 3, minus 3 to minus 4, minus 3 to minus 5. So can I completely shift all the samples in that way? So the complete set of samples, if I locate the first point, then the complete patch I can move it. So can I say now my first sample is at minus 5, second sample is at minus 4, and I have at minus 3, 0, and at minus 2, 1, and minus 1 plus 1. You can see at the left hand side, I have written the solution here. I have drawn the solution. You see whether you are understanding it or not. Is the diagram visible at the left hand side which I have drawn?
Yes, ma'am.
So have you understood how we have done the shift?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See now the meeting may end in another 1 minute. Okay. So please join back as soon as it is disconnected. Till then, I will give you, see, other than finding the output in terms of diagram, you can write the output in equation also, because the question is in equation form. You will write in equation form. So can I write y of n is equal to amplitude is 1? At what values of n value my amplitude is 1? Can you see the diagram and tell me? Yes, Suhas, can you tell me quickly so that we'll wind up this problem? Can I say y of n is equal to 1 at